Hi Meg, Solidarity for webcam quality video, and filming this right now at late at night, trying to not be overly loud, so microphone here. But I wanted to post a response to your video on Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I want to first off say I completely agree, and I think every one of your American viewers should definitely log on to that website and should appeal to their senator to get rid of this policy. However, I wanted to partially defend Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and I know that's going to sound really silly, but I do. Um, I didn't really know much about Don't Ask, Don't Tell until it started becoming a big thing in the media. And of course, it's exactly what it sounds like. Don't ask about someone's sexual orientation, and don't tell about someone's sexual orientation. Um, and on the surface, that sounds like a really good idea, except for the fact that it forces people to hide who they are. But the idea of your personal life should be none of the business of your employer does sort of sound appealing. So I started looking into some of the history of this policy, and I found out that it wasn't put in until 1993. And prior to that, even in 1982, there was an issued policy from the Department of Defense that stated that homosexuality was clearly incompatible with military service. Now, I know that the 80s weren't very progressive, but I guess being a child of the 70s, I kind of thought by the 80s we were starting to get a little bit of being tolerant. So when the 1990s rolled around and Bill Clinton was campaigning for president, he campaigned on the premise, one of his promises was that all U.S. citizens should have the right to serve in the military regardless of their sexual orientation. And I think every one of us can agree that that is 100% correct. That what he was campaigning on was bang on, exactly what we all agree with. However, in 1993, when he proposed this bill, people weren't ready to be okay with open homosexuality. It was okay that you were a homosexual, and it was okay that you had that lifestyle. But to a large percentage of the population, and still to a large percentage of the American population specifically, it's not okay to see it. And that's where this don't ask, don't tell policy came from. The idea that you're not less of a human being, but I don't really want to see it. So I think what Clinton came up with in 93 and what was eventually passed into law is actually a pretty decent piece of legislation for 1993. Um, it accepted and acknowledged the rights of homosexuals, which is something that a lot of places in this world still don't even have. Now, I do agree that we are beyond the place of don't ask, don't tell. We exist in a world, I think, where people need to recognize that being gay doesn't make you any less of a human being. There's no statistics that link homosexuality to any deviant behavior. There's nothing that makes it incompatible with military service. So there's no reason why exposing yourself or talking about your husband or your children or your partner, whatever you'd like to call your same-sex partner, or if you're bisexual, or if you're any of those things, if you're anything other than straight, even if you're straight, you should be allowed to talk about who you love and why you love them and share those things. Now, I can fully agree with the generals who say that discussing one's sexual life and one's time in the bedroom takes away from the military demeanor, but that's true no matter who you're sleeping with. So I wanted to thank you, Meg, for putting up your video and for encouraging people to sign that petition. but I also wanted to kind of support the law and support where it came from and show it as kind of a stepping stone along the way from where the military used to be to where we can be in the future.